The current state of the AI industry is just like your typical high school experience. At first, the people will pick and choose the tables based on their common interests, but at the end, you always somehow end up with the people you vibe with the most and not necessarily the people you befriend at first. And this is exactly what's happening right now in the AI company sphere. Two of the oldest companies that dominated in its own AI niche, Stability AI and OpenAI, have slowly begun to crumble as their co-founders started to leave based on unaligned interests. First was OpenAI firing their CEO Sam Altman, but failed. Then co-founder Ilya Sutskever left to start his own AI safety company, and a few days ago, co-founder Greg Brockman is on an extended leave, with another co-founder John Schulman left to join Anthropic. There's probably some crazy juicy high school level drama happening within OpenAI that will probably be turned into a Netflix series in 5 years. On the other hand, the Stability AI was met with a similar fate. For a better rundown, check out this old video, but to summarize, the whole Stability AI company was started by hiring the researchers behind latent diffusion, which is the research that gave rise to the extreme high quality of AI generated images and gave birth to Stable Diffusion. But probably due to how the company has become as a whole, these key researchers have left one after another. But when researchers depart, they don't disappear. And so a few days ago, a company that we have never heard the name of announced that they have made the new state-of-the-art text-to-image generator. And everyone looked at them with a very confused face. It's too good to be true, right? Right? This seemingly out of nowhere news was actually born from the power of friendship. This new state-of-the-art release is the Flux.1 suite of models, published by Black Forest Labs. This research lab is like the Avengers assembled in the image generation space, with almost all the authors from the original latent diffusion paper that gave rise to diffusion-based image generation, and also almost all the authors from Stable Diffusion 3 that pretty much revolutionized the field again with diffusion transformers and completely dropping the unit to raise the bar even higher. And if you stare hard enough at their team lineups, you will see that there are 15 people in total in BFL. And if you do some basic name matching, basically 14 out of 17 of the original authors of Stable Diffusion 3 started Black Forest Labs, with only one additional person who goes by the name Neggles that is in charge of their GPU infrastructure. So this is literally Stability AI, but without the political burdens. They just want to make the best model the world would ever see with zero fucks given. But how they got the money to do all these, you say? Well, if you tell me there's a company with this superstar lineup, my money is on them in no time. They received Series C, the funding round of 31 million led by none other than the king of VC, A16Z, with other notable individuals like Gary 10 from YC. In their announcement, they have shared that Flux.1 suite of models have 3 distinct variants: Pro, Dev, and Schnell. All the high quality samples that you see on their website are generated with the Pro level, and with the visual quality, image detail, and output diversity of the results, you can just see that the model is not lobotomized at all. On top of that, text generations within an image is probably the best I've seen so far. It can write sentences while including the depth of field, not that it's an accurate depth of field, but at least the text is still consistent all the way. It can also generate some extremely mundane pictures, have a good understanding of the human anatomy like girl laying on the grass, will freely generate celebrities, follow some of the most complex and crazy prompts, and even able to generate photo verifications natively that might be a bit problematic. Right now, the Pro model is only available through APIs as they want to keep it as their source of income, which makes sense if you look at what happened to Stability AI, but it is available for commercial use. On the other hand, if you want to use Flux and run it locally, the next best model you can get is the Flux Dev model. It is an open weights model, meaning that only the model weights and its inference code are open sourced. It still obtained strong quality and prompt following capabilities as it is a distilled model from its Pro model. However, the problem with distilled models is that since it is fine-tuned on Pro models' results, it is harder to steer as its core capabilities are not as solid, because the distillation process is like you training a smaller model to imitate the capabilities of a larger model. I'm not saying it's bad though, it's still pretty good. The only potential problem with distilled models would be that fine-tuning or making low-res for these models would be much harder, as the fine-tuning progress would be a lot more unstable. So even if the fine fine-tuning codes do exist, well, it probably does by now, it'll be much more difficult for you to create those character-specific LoRAs with only a handful of images. According to Kohaku Blue Leaf, you would need to ensure your training target somehow matches the distillation target, or else it'll become dog water easily. Unfortunately, the dev model is also non-commercial use, so you can't earn money with it, and if you do want an enterprise solution, you would have to email them. However, for its fast model, nyaa, it is under Apache 2.0 license, which means that you can use it to do whatever you want as long as you don't change the license for the derivative work. It is also distilled from the Pro model, with the addition of it being step distilled, which makes the model able to generate images in less steps, but with the trade-off of being in lower quality. With this and the weights of the autoencoder being also under Apache 2.0, the community is about to get wild with it. So I'll quickly run you down about what functions are available so far. If you want to run it locally on your PC, it is now usable through Confi UI, but if you don't like node-based UI, Swarm UI also supports Flux now. And the major changes you would see is that the classic CFG and negative prompts are gone, which are two major generation hyperparameters that are commonly used in SD models, while the prompt following is much better in Flux now. If you still want these functions, there are guides people have shared about their workarounds already. People are still cooking up ControlNet and IP adapter implementation, and the only one that is available as of this video is the Canny Edge ControlNet model, as Confi UI just added support for the Flux.1 dev model. Alternatively, you can use image to image right now if you want to have some compositional control. Nerdy Rodent made a video about it, you can check it out. Image and painting is also now available through this Hugging Face space. It cannot do style transfer right now, with the addition of artist names being purged from the dataset. On top of that, famous faces, especially the names of female celebrities, have probably also been purged from the dataset, as tested by a redditor. Only the male celebrities' names would still work, and it's pretty obvious why. But if you do still prefer some personalization, XLab AI has built a code base to support full model and LoRa fine-tuning with a pretty sick LoRa they have made called Flux Realism LoRa. This LoRa boosts the output quality and makes the results much less AI generated looking and more photorealistic. Just look at this result, it's kinda insane. Another repository called Simple Tuner also offers full and LoRa tuning, and here are the specs required for tuning. This guy has experimented and succeeded in fitting the Shuhong model LoRa training into a single 4090 with 8-bit mixed precision at 3 seconds per iteration. It kinda worked pretty well on his IKEA example he made. So yes, LoRa is not impossible to build for Flux, as a lot of rumors have been talking about how hard it is to do it. Never mind, a few days ago as of editing, FiFaệu AI and Replicate both have support for LoRa training, where you just need 10 to 15 images to fine-tune a model with a subject of your choice, and the results are pretty decent. But even without LoRa, Flux ELO ranking in Black Forest Labs blog is also really high from their experiment, with Pro going in first, the Dev in second, and Shuhong being the fifth, but still slightly outranks Midjourney V6. So yeah, you can now run Flux with 12GB VRAM, or worse, 4GB VRAM and 10 minutes per generation if you're insane enough. But what makes Flux.1 so much better this time? To kind of interpret the black box, I think the most we can tell is that it is the diffusion transformers that's doing the heavy lifting. This person even drew Flux's architecture from scratch just by using the code BFL has provided. Apparently its architecture is very similar to Auraflow, which is an open source model implementation of the Stable Diffusion 3 paper. And there are also quite a few interesting parts about Flux. The first part is that partway through the model, they merge the text and vision streams into one, and second, it uses rope to handle aspect ratio and resolutions. The model is much more flexible, rather than doing the classic image padding or stretching, then training in a fixed resolution due to architectural constraints, which would limit a model to generate in a fixed resolution for the highest quality. But yeah, Flux has evolved pretty much from SD3's multi-model DIT, and with the addition of T5 encoder. So with their Flux architecture being so successful, I am pretty excited about the text-to-video model they are currently making, as they have teased in the What's Next section on the website. And if you look closely, the videos on the TV are actually some demos for their text-to-video model, which looks pretty amazing so far. So yeah, if Flux.1 fascinates you and makes you want to get into machine learning, today's sponsor Brilliant.org has got you covered with the fundamentals. Brilliant is a learning platform where you learn by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons ranging from math, data analysis, programming, and AI. This means that you'll be solving problems hands-on and play with concepts interactively, which is also proven to be 6 times more effective than watching lecture videos. With all the content on Brilliant being carefully crafted by an award-winning team of teachers, researchers, and professionals from MIT, Google, and more, Brilliant helps you build your critical thinking skills through problem solving and not memorizing. Along with easy to access lessons, whether you want to spend 5 minutes a day or chomp it all down during your free time, these fun lessons can help you to have both personal and professional growth. Right now, they have also just published their lessons on how LLMs work, where they provide interactive content where you can explore how LLMs build vocabulary, choose their next word, and more. And if you want to revisit some of the Calculus 1 or 2 concepts, they have some of the best visualizations to help you learn or refresh your memory with, and maybe playing with Brilliant will help you build a super strong intuition that you'll never forget. So to try everything Brilliant has to offer for free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/buycloud or click on the link down in the description. You will also get a 20% off an annual premium subscription. And thank you Brilliant for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you would love to stay up to date on the latest cool AI research papers, you can check out my AI Papers newsletter where I cover the latest juicy ML concepts or papers every week and explain it simply. It'll contain some very interesting papers that I don't have time or might be late making videos about. But anyways, a big shout out to Andrew Lescelius, Chris LeDoux, Alex J, Alex Maurice, Miguilim, Deagan, FiFaệu, Robert Zawiasa, and many others that support me through Patreon or YouTube. Follow my Twitter if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.